Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video we're going through Collingwood versus Essendon, in which Essendon got over the line by 12 points and really proved their top four credentials. I mean, now it's pretty simple for them, I believe, working it out. It's 3 wins for to get into the 8, and now 5 wins to make top 4 out of their last, I believe it's 7 games they have to go. So it will be definitely interesting to see how that shapes up, as they are on 42 points here within 4th place. But they do have 2 teams in Geelong and Port that, with one slip up from Essendon, which could happen against Melbourne next week, that they'll drop all the way down to 6th. And it's as simple as that. That one win against Collingwood that we're going to go through here is absolutely huge for them. I think it does mean that they'll make finals now. Because I wasn't expecting Collingwood to lose that. And Collingwood now could even drop out of the 8 today. I would expect that, given that they're on 36 points, 104 percentage. If Melbourne beat West Coast as well massively, they could jump ahead of them as well. So Collingwood could be as low as 10th, which would be really, really frightening for them, especially if Geelong beat them next week, because they don't have Geelong. Collingwood don't really have anyone left in the team. They've got so many injuries. It would be interesting to see how that goes. But anyway, before we jump into this video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into this recap. So I'm going to try and make this one a little bit quicker for you guys here. Steel side bottom, not relevant, but a 1-2-8 from him here was pretty good in the first quarter. Racked it up with a lot of kick marks as well. 11 marks, 34 touches for him. Jack Crisp had a 3-goal spurt in 170 seconds here in actual time here, and yeah, he just went from nothing in the first little bit to 6, 9, 9, 3, 9 there. So it was 12, 21, 30, 36 points in the space of 3 minutes 50 seconds. Real time was absolutely huge. So yeah, he rode the back of that, 24, 16, 23, so 63 in the other quarters. But I felt like he could have done a lot more in the other quarters. The good thing about him is he's heavily non-disposal based. So if he just gets his hands on the footy, he does a lot of the tackling and marking really, really well. So the 3 goals definitely help. But if you take those 3 goals out just because you wanted to, he still gets 94, which isn't even that bad at this point in time. So yeah, I was happy not to trade him in the end, as I could have easily not traded him and not traded in Caldwell and be sitting here like, well, that's another bad round for me. But it's looking really, really positive for me at the moment. Pendlebury 111, Dacos stayed away from the VC on him on both accounts, and yeah, he just didn't do necessarily too well. He did a little bit at the end to get his tally up a little bit, but yeah, he wasn't that influential in the end, and a 102 isn't going to cut it. I just want to check, what did Bont get in the 100-106 split, whereas Dacos was a 102-92 split. And the weird thing for Collingwood is, I don't know about Charlie Dean if he's injured, but you also had Myercheck and Quaynor both go down with injuries. I don't know. I know Myercheck is out for the regular season. Quaynor, I don't know about that. But yeah, that'll be a wait and see. And then we also got news that the likes of Darcy Cameron got cleared, but he'll be a test to play still on next weekend. So it will be interesting to see how their ruck department goes, given that Mixed Day is going to have the VFL. I don't know if Mixed Day is going to have only just the scheduled half in the VFL that he is next week and then come straight in, or whether he's going to go half in the VFL, full game, and then go in. I think they may have to almost chuck him in the deep end, given their injuries, especially with their ruck stocks. Maynard 78, you see a big drop off here. Maynard 78, Kruger, Markov, Degoe 68. This is why you don't get Degoe. One, he was injured for a while, and there's always a chance of re-injuring. 2, you can see that his scores are a little bit inconsistent, 84, 96, 97, but then he also has the stinker game. So his scores in general, his top line scores here, if you go 135, 110, 86, 84, 96, 97, I believe that's about a 100 average across the last 5. Let me just double check that for you guys. 96 plus 97. divide that by 5. A 104.4 in the last 5. That's pretty decent. But then he goes out here and drops a 68. That 135 filters out of his last 5, and then he really struggles. Cameron, we talked about. He's just going down with he's probably going to play injured for the rest of the year, given that it's a bruised rib. So even if you can't really, it's hard to heal those on the run, I'm pretty sure. Harrison, Dacos. Dacos had a stinker. Moore, Schultz, Lipinski, and Dacos is the reason why wingers are why you don't want them as primos in the end. Goulden is sort of the exception to that because he plays all across the ground. But Josh Dacos, he does this quite a few times where he just doesn't have a good game. 71s, 55 against the Swans, and then a 57 here as well. Schultz, Lipinski, Dean, Richards, Hill, Long, Myercheck, Quaynor and Frampton. Then we move over to Essendon side of it, and Jai Caldwell. Wow, what a trade-in this was. I believe it was a 130-140 split, or something like that. Let me just bring it up. 130-134 split from him, so that was absolutely amazing. 30, 31, 39, 30. He's just ultra consistent. Really happy I brought him in, as he's just playing exactly like we saw Taranto and I think Taranto and Canelio, those type of players last year in the forward line, where they get high marks and tackles, so they don't even need to rely heavily on 35 plus touches. He sort of does it around that 28 to 30 touch mark. Let me just bring it up here. Caldwell here. I actually want to see my rank. 5,300 with still 5 and a captain and also a mana score to come in. But yeah, I just want to see this for you guys. 32, 26, 22, 23, 18, 25. He tunned with 25, tunned with 23, got close with 22, tunned with 26, went huge with a 32, and went huge with a 30. I think that's pretty much proving the point that he averages 28 to 30 touches when he's in that full midfield role, and he goes absolutely off. So yeah, he's just a really good, and then you can see up here when he tunned here, 26, 23, 24 touches, and then got close with a 20 toucher as well. So he's just, really bang for your buck on disposals, and does it in the non-disposal portion of the, and also had 3 free kicks and a goal to help him out. Zach Merritt, 46, 32, 29, 13. Didn't do much in the last quarter, especially late on in the game, but the game was pretty much done by then. And he just did his role there. And a 120 is absolutely huge. Did suck that he went like 145 in Supercoach, but not much I can do there, to be honest with you. Ridley, a 118. Did get back into form here, 15 marks, 25 kicks. Don't know how many, not 25 disposals, not 25 kicks. He was just really good, and back up now, I would suspect close to 100 or so average, which is up there on top 6. Will be interesting to see how that filters out. Shield, 114 for him. He did really well in the second half with a 69. It was refreshing to see him back, but I don't think he is any value, to be honest with you. I'm just going to stay clear of this one, as I believe it's going to be one of those ones that is just a really outlier performance. Durham, 98. Nick Martin, 97. I don't really worry too much about Nick Martin. Yes, I would have loved to have seen him get like 20 in this last quarter to get like a 110. But a 98 at the end of the day, it's not the worst thing. He'll go down 14k or so, but yeah, he's still getting top of the line performances, considering that we thought about Nick Newman being a pod or something like that, and he put up an 87, so he's still beating out that. Like, if we look at the defenders here, I'll just chuck this up here. All positions, defenders, all prices. Last round to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys, or 8 guys, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 guys beat him for the round so far, and you've only got another, 3 games is it? 3 games, and I don't know how many more are going to beat him on the defender front, given that defenders, and like you can also see that like 5 or 6 of these guys are not going to be relevant long term. Like I don't think De Koning will be relevant. I don't think Duncan will be relevant. I don't think Short will be relevant. Even Isaac Cumming I don't think will be relevant. So you've got like 5 or 6 guys that I already said won't be relevant there. And who do we have? Defenders, we'll go by Price and you've got also still got to play Sinclair. Even Holmes didn't beat him, Dale didn't beat him, Wanganeen, Malira still to play. So you got some guys still to play, but a lot of guys didn't beat him, including Houston. Sicily didn't even play. Duggan, Hinge still to play. So yeah, you've got a couple of guys still to play, but I don't think they'll be relevant for Nick Martin. We'll get through the rest of this. Langford, 85. Dersma, 84. Mackay, Jones started off really, really well, 31, and he got off to an absolute flyer here with 20 in the first minute and a half. Wright, Draper, Redmond with another 70 odd, so he's just fallen back down, and Nick Martin sort of taken that score. Andy McGrath, 70, he sort of has that, now has to give it a little bit more up to Nick Martin again still, and also Ridley. Gresham, Caddy, Perkins again, 66. Caddy, 69 was actually pretty decent in the end for him, but I don't expect that regularly, as he had that game where he sort of gets on top with 1 goal, 3 and 6 marks there. Perkins, Kelly, Stringer, Guelphy, Cox, Laverde and Hine came on for a 9. So that pretty much is the video there, going through the Collingwood versus Essendon game, which Essendon just got over the line, and Collingwood thought they could come back maybe for a little bit, but in the end they fell short again. So they have it's going to get tough for Collingwood to make the top 4 now, given that they are going to probably need a good... Collingwood are now, what is it here? They are now 6 points outside of the 4 and have a tough matchup next week, and could easily be somewhere close to next week beats 10 points outside of the 4 if results don't go their way. But anyway, that is the video, and I guess I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.